Hi, this is Sannan Siddiqi. I'm a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, music producer, and a music teacher. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the collection of all the musical instruments that I have collected in the past 12 years. So let's start. Okay, so let's start with the instrument that actually got me into music, which was an acoustic guitar. This is my basic go-to instrument, this Fina black acoustic guitar of mine, and this has been with me since past 4 years. I got this in 2022, and I've played hundreds of songs on this guitar over the years, and I've carried this guitar to every jam session I've been to. Obviously, on acoustic guitar, you can play all kinds of genres. So this is the basically a benefit of being able to play an acoustic guitar or a guitar in general, that you can play all sorts of genres on this instrument, whether it's ghazal, it's folk, it's romantic, it's rock, whatever. So these are the type of genres that I usually play. So this is actually the most important instrument that I have, because I started off as a guitarist, so I only played the guitar for like the first 8 years of my music journey, and then I got other instruments slowly. So yeah, basically this guitar is the most important. Before this, in university life, I had another guitar, but that guitar is not functional anymore. Basically, I have explained the whole story in my documentary, so if you haven't seen that, you can check that out as well. So right now I have this Fina guitar, and this is like my go-to guitar, and I carry it everywhere, and it's like the most important instrument of my music instruments collection. So the next one is also an acoustic guitar, a semi-acoustic Gibson SJ200 copy, which I purchased in 2023, and I got that out of just because I wanted to have this guitar. Because in university life, I used to play the guitar of one of my friends, so it had a pretty much the same kind of a design and the body. So I always loved playing that guitar. So I just went to this music shop in Islamabad. So this guitar was hanging there, and I looked at the headstock and it said Gibson, and I was like, what? So then I was like, I have to have this guitar. I have always wanted this guitar, even if it's a copy, but still, I would love to have this. Even though I already had this black Fina acoustic guitar, but I was like, no, I want to have that one as well. So then I just instantly purchased it, and I just added it to my collection. This guitar is also a very important part of my collection. But I don't usually take this guitar out a lot because I like it so much, and I just usually keep it in my room, and I just use it in my recordings usually. And I use this guitar in my album as well, all the acoustic guitars that you hear in all my songs. So it was this guitar, and I also used the Fina guitar as well. So basically I used two guitars in my songs, one for the left side and one for the right side. So yeah, I used both of these guitars in my songs. So the next one we have is this electric guitar. So this is like the oldest functioning instrument that I have. So I got this guitar 11 years ago in 2015, because I was like so much into rock music back then. So I was like, I have to have this electric guitar. So I just saw this left-handed electric guitar once in this guitar shop, and I was like, I have to get this now. So yeah, I was in university back then, so I got this guitar, and at that time I didn't have any proper acoustic guitar, so I used to play everything on this. I used to perform live by using this guitar, because this was the only pluggable guitar that I had, because the other acoustic guitar I had, it did not even have any input jack or anything, so it was not a semi-acoustic guitar. So I used to carry this in all my live performances in the university, and I played this guitar in all the gigs, back in the day. And all the rock sounds that you hear in the album, especially the song Chala Jayega and Log Hazaron and Deewana as well. So all those sounds were recorded by using this guitar. The next instrument that I have is a harmonium, which is my second favorite instrument after the guitar, obviously. And I love playing harmonium. I've always loved the sound, even when I didn't have it. So I borrowed it from someone in university, and I just didn't even know that how to like properly play it, like how much to pump and what to do and whatnot. And because I had some knowledge of how to play some chords on the piano, so I applied that same knowledge on the harmonium, and I just got my way around it a little bit. And then later that evening, I performed a song in the university on that harmonium, which I literally like learned 2 hours ago. So yeah, that was a very interesting experience. So the harmonium has always been a very fascinating instrument for me. I always loved the sound of it, and after all these years, last year I decided to get a harmonium for myself. So I got this harmonium, and it sounds amazing, and I absolutely love playing it because obviously I'm a ghazal enthusiast as well, so I sing ghazals as well. So the whole point of playing the ghazal is like on a harmonium, otherwise it does not sound the way it should. So yeah, I love playing all my ghazals that I cover on this harmonium, and also the folk songs as well that I cover very frequently in my jams. So yeah, obviously this is a very useful instrument for me, and I obviously love playing this. Okay, so the next one we have is this MIDI keyboard, which I got earlier this month, and I have literally fallen in love with this instrument, and this is currently my favorite instrument from my collection, and I've absolutely been loving playing this instrument. And before this I had a mini MIDI keyboard which had like 2 octaves, so it did not used to feel really good, you know, playing that. So I sold that one, and I got this 61 keys MIDI keyboard with, you know, weighted keys, and now it feels amazing playing the grand piano on this, and it will obviously help in the composition and production of my future projects as well. So the next one we have is this Cajon and Darbuka hybrid. So this is basically a Cajon which also has a Darbuka built in on one side, which is very interesting because I had never seen anything like that. And when I saw this instrument in this music shop, and I was like, okay, this is very interesting and I have to get this. And it is a very, you know, useful instrument. First of all, it's a Cajon which I use in all my jam sessions. So sometimes when we have to play some folk stuff or some Arabic stuff, so we just switch to the Darbuka side, and it just gives that amazing effect. And I sometimes play it by using both the sides. I use the Cajon for the kick and that Darbuka side for that snare sort of a thing, and it combines and it gives a very cool effect. So the next one we have is called a djembe. It's basically an African djembe which I got a few months back. Even though I had this Darbuka, you know, built in, the Cajon, which I showed, but I wanted something with this dholak type of animal skin as the main skin of the instrument. So therefore I got this made especially for this purpose, and I wanted the body to be wooden. So this is a very useful addition because I don't know how to play dholak. So this is a very good alternative for that, to add some kind of a folk flavor in a song. So we use this instrument in the jam session, and this adds a very, you know, amazing touch. So the next one we have is called a melodica. So it is also a very cool instrument which I also got 4 years ago because I wanted some portable kind of a key instrument to carry in my jam sessions. So I was like, okay, I should have this one, and it sounds very good. So it adds a very amazing effect in the songs whenever I have to play some, you know, lead during the song. So I just switch to the melodica, and it is also a very good alternative for a harmonium. Not like exactly, but like in the sense of being portable. Like whenever I don't want to carry the harmonium outside, so I just carry this instead, and I use it to play all the leads in between the song, which I would usually play on the harmonium if I'm jamming inside. But if I'm outside, so I just use this as an alternative. And I also use this instrument in my song Hasina. So it was like the lead instrument of that song, and it added a very nice touch to that whole composition. So it's a very useful and portable kind of an instrument. The next one we have is a rabab, which I got last year because obviously who doesn't love the sound of a rabab? But the problem is that I am a left-handed musician, so I have to get all these instruments like custom made for a left-handed musician. So I wanted to buy a rabab, but usually we have right-handed rababs everywhere. So I just searched online and I found this one on OLX. So I was like, let's get it, because I just wanted to have this in my collection. And obviously, you know, rababs sound amazing, so I wanted to have this kind of an instrument in my collection. So that's why I got this one. But tuning this instrument is a pain, especially these top tuners. So they get out of tune very frequently. So I play it very like rarely, but whenever I play it, it sounds good. The next one we have is a shaker, and this is basically a percussive instrument which I use very often in my jam sessions. I carry it very frequently because it combines really well with cajon and an acoustic guitar, and it adds a really nice flavor in the songs. And I usually use it with this another instrument, which is a mini tambourine that I have, and we usually just switch between these two according to the song that we are playing. So these both instruments are very useful and obviously portable because they are very small, so you can just carry it around. And their impact is really important for the songs that we play in the jam session, so I always carry them around whenever I go for a jam session. So now the next one we have got is this bamboo flute, which I got just for the purpose of having it, because I really don't know how to play it like properly, because it's really tough to find your way around it. I just got it because I just saw it in a shop and I was like, okay, let's have this one as well, because this is a very nice instrument to have in the collection. And this is probably the only instrument that I have not found my way around. Otherwise all the other instruments I can play properly, but this one I can play a very little bit. Okay, so the next one is a very interesting instrument. It's called a kazoo. So you basically don't need to have musical knowledge to play this instrument. Anyone can play it. All you have to do is just hum in this and it will just make a sound. So whatever you are humming, so basically it will just translate that in a louder, somewhat musical way, and it's playable by literally anyone. So it's a very useful instrument to play with the guitar. While playing the guitar, if you want another lead instrument, so you can just play it during the song, and it gives saxophone type of an effect a little bit, but it has a very unique kind of a sound. So yeah, this is also a pretty interesting kind of an instrument to have in the collection. Okay, so the last instrument that I have is a mouth organ, which I got like 9 years ago. So it's pretty old and I didn't play it like a lot because it was slightly out of tune when I bought it. So I just added it in my collection and it's just been around, and I never played it that much, but this instrument is also a part of my collection. So yeah, this was my collection, and I have 18 instruments in total and so far. And do check out my album Deewana on Spotify and YouTube as well, and also the documentary which I released last year. It explains my musical journey and whole process behind the making of my album, and what inspired me, and what were the reasons I wrote all these songs of mine, and everything you can find in that documentary. So if you haven't seen it, go check that out as well. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching. See you again.